The future of our finances starts with better money management. Here now to get us financially fit with 6 resolutions for the new year is tax and finance expert Andrew Poulos. Welcome, Andrew.
Thanks, Christine. Thanks for having me.
Well,
Happy New
this
Year.
is a very important topic, especially it seems every January. And it is an important time for people to establish great goals and get their finances in order. I imagine as an expert, you hear a lot from people first of the year.
I hear a lot and I see a lot. It's can we follow through with it? Because we all make resolutions, but will we stick with them?
Will we stick with them? Okay, let's talk about 6 easy ways to become financially savvy. And let's just dive right into number 1. What is that first priority?
Setting up a spending plan. Unlike a budget where you constrain yourself into certain categories and how much you can spend and you're afraid to go over it, spending plan is we'll start at the top with how much we take home. And then from there we'll allocate our fixed expenses, meaning your rent or your mortgage, your car, things you can easily identify that don't change from month to month. And then we move down the list and we figure out how much we have to start saving and how much we should spend versus spending our money that we don't have.
I like that. So this is different from a budget.
Yes.
It is the spending plan. What do you know is going out the door? Excellent. And then, oh, my husband is a big believer in this next one. I peeked ahead.
Yep.
Number 2.
Number 2, it's the emergency fund. Recent study by Prudential shows that 63% of Americans don't even have $500 in savings. It's scary.
Oh, wow.
So an emergency fund. Time to start it. This is a great time. We are in the new year. We have things that we don't want around the house. Maybe we sell some of our unwanted clutter.
Right.
A couple $100 to start that emergency fund and feel good and be able to carry through with it.
Absolutely. It is so, so important. I know, like I said, my husband is just, before we're doing anything extravagant, we always are looking at what do we have in savings? God forbid, a health crisis, a job crisis, you have to be prepared. So their third one.
Third one is going to be if you own a home, you're a homeowner, you're making a mortgage payment. We often don't realize over a 30-year home loan how much we're truly paying in interest. So I always recommend making an extra mortgage payment, but it's hard for folks to make it all in one lump sum.
Right.
I say, look, if your mortgage payment hypothetically is $1,200 a year or a month, a month, take $100 a month extra, put it into that mortgage payment and allocate it like that versus trying to come up with $1,200 at the end of the year.
Exactly.
And if you're not a homeowner and you have some disposable income and you're looking at 3 to 5 years out about buying a home, why don't you take an extra rent payment a year, save it, and start allocating money towards your down payment for a home in the future?
Yes, great advice. And nothing that's going to be too taxing on your monthly budget, but just a little bit, and it will add up quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the next one.
Next one is tackling that credit card debt.
Oh, yes.
We're just coming off the holidays. A lot of folks have credit card debt. I always like the snowball method. The snowball method basically is starting with allocating your money and your disposable income to paying off the smallest credit card debt first.
Right.
So you achieve something psychologically, you're seeing that you're achieving some resolutions and some goals there. So starting with that, and then you have more disposable income to start allocating towards the higher credit card debt. But you have to tackle the credit card debt. Interest rates are rising. If you don't, they're going to catch up with you.
Well, that's the thing. If you really look at your statement, if you get the paper statement, look way up on the back page usually, look at what it says, what it will take for you to pay off if you continue on that track of maybe making a minimum payment.
Scary.
It is so scary. I know you mentioned like small goals will make you feel good, but should we tackle the highest interest rate first as well?
You know, that's referred to as the avalanche method. Statistics show that if you do the analysis, you will pay just a tad bit more using the snowball method over a course of 5 or 7 years, perhaps, depending on how long it takes you. I'm a fan of the snowball because most people psychologically just can't get there.
Right, and it makes us feel so good. Yes, it's little goals that are achievable. Okay, number 5.
Using your tax refund wisely. Tax season's getting ready to kick off.
Yes.
A lot of folks get refunds. Average refund is between $3,000 and $5,000. So instead of taking that refund and spending it all on a vacation or things that you don't necessarily need, then why don't you allocate some towards your financial resolutions and then, of course, allocate a little bit for some spending. So you certainly don't want to just constrain yourself to not purchasing something, but don't waste your money.
Do not waste your money, yes. And lastly, this is so important now, credit, or always been, but credit score.
We live in a credit-driven world. And if you don't have good credit, you pay for it on the back end, meaning every time you get a credit card or a home loan or a car loan, you're paying with higher interest rates. One important thing that I always stress is check your credit report at least once to twice a year. Annualcreditreport.com allows you for a free credit report with all 3 credit bureaus. You need to see what's on there. A lot of times you'll go for a loan and you get a surprise, and it's something that's been reported incorrectly that you don't even know until it's too late. So do yourself a favor, check that credit report way before you ever need to get credit.
Right. And Andrew, quick question, because for a while I was doing something where it was every month it was being monitored,
Yes.
and Jim was like, that's $25 a month you're wasting. Is it okay to have that one yearly checkup on our score rather than paying money?
Well, with everything that's going on right now, of course, with just fraud out there and identity theft, I prefer that people monitor all the time. Now, a lot of the big credit card companies, Chase and Capital One and Amex, give you a free monitoring service with your credit card. So and if you subscribe to the email alerts, you will get an email alert if something changes.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine.
Getting us financially ready for the brand new year. If you would like more information about Andrew, simply visit his website. It's poulosaccounting.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great info.